I'm very happy to be here to see the already a good friend, Executive Director Absar Gassimiri, who is a great supporter of this international think tank cooperation. He was there in New York City last September. Thank you very much. And also other members of CAREC, thank you very much for your excellent preparation for this important event. You are the really formidable force for the preparation and organization. Okay, so it's obvious that think tanks across the world should work together because their mission is support informed policy making, policy design, maybe for their own country, and in ADBI case for the region. But to support better their country's policy making, they need to know the things outside their own country because the important issues are climate change, right? And then many other issues like food security, debt, and health, right? So all those things are very closely related climate change. So to address climate change, impacts and also climate actions, finance is really the issue of paramount importance. So it's a really global issue. It's a really the global public good building. So naturally, your kind of policy recommendations and proposals must be based on the good knowledge of things happening outside their own country or territory. So the international cooperation, global cooperation of think tanks is very important. And then ADBI has been working for that. We happen to have played the role of the co-chair in T20, or T20 is G20 think tank engagement group. G20, G7 has many engagement groups like Science 20, Science 7, Women 20, or the Labor 20, Youth 20, and then Think 20 is one of them, the group of think tanks, right? And then that was 2019 when Japan was the president of G20. And then last year, there was G7 Japan, and then I was the chair of P7. And then, so like today, so many people from media came to me and stick the microphone to me suddenly, and sir, or maybe he said, Professor, so the relationship between G7 and G20 are not very good. So how to make the relationship better? Please share your insight. Of course, I had no insight at all. But I thought I have to say something. And then I remembered the advice given by the Professor Bambang Brojonegoro, who was the leader of T20 Indonesia, which took place 1 year before, 2022, right? So his great advice to me was, Tetsushi, you have to really work together with T20, G20 India. So G7, G20 should work together, but it's difficult. But think tank groups can do that. Right? So then I said to the media that, okay, I'll be T7 chair next year. So I will work very close to the T20 counterpart and to bridge G7 and G20. And then after saying so, I learned that, this cooperation will be very important. And actually, there are many supporters. And since then, I became very serious about this issue. But after that, I thought, oh, it's so obvious because important, paramountly important issue is climate change and pandemic, and many issues are really global issues. So international cooperation is very important. So I'm very happy here to be here to see that this Central Asia or CAREC region is now a great partner, and they are really important part of this global think tank cooperation. Thank you very much, Edie Vissal. Thank you very much. And of course, many think tanks are not specialists or climate experts. To be honest, my small think tank doesn't have any climate expert. So we are climate think tank without climate expert. But there is an advantage because expert naturally focus, because they are another name of expert is specialist, right? They specialize in particular issues. So their arguments in total can have many inconsistencies or neglected synergies. So we generalists can point out that one, and also think about those important elections that happened this year so far in many countries, like the U.S. Presidential election and Congress and the Senate election. Also, Japan had one, and the European countries also had many important elections. And you have seen that many people are not interested in climate issue. Probably they know the climate issue is very important, but nonetheless, those parties or candidates who really tried to push climate action finance couldn't win the election, right? So maybe climate hatred exists only in the US, but in other countries, even Europe, the kind of climate fatigue exists because you are, listening and seeing those newspaper and TV programs keep saying climate. So you are kind of, tired of hearing that term climate. So the fatigue is happening. So COP29 and this meeting could be, counterproductive in making climate fatigue, worse. But let's hope not. But so eventually, this climate action must be a very profitable business, right? So that everybody want to join. So then we cannot leave everything to climate expert, because to make climate action profitable or beneficial, directly beneficial to the people, we have to boost awareness further, educate people further, and also really think about good marketing, good creation of value, sense of value about climate, and also better financial, strategy. So those things are, largely our coverage, so our ordinary policy think tanks coverage. Our business is, convening power, right? So connecting the different specialists beyond the climate, climate science. So in that sense, we can play a big role, right? So, and also some people in the public suspect that the people who are talking about climate are just saying so because of their own interest or profit. Right? So, but we are not the climate specialists. We are, in that sense, neutral. So, in that sense, what we are saying will be a little more, credible or, neutral. So, maybe there would be many other advantage that we have about climate action and finance. So today's meeting will deepen our understanding about our own role, okay? And also the importance of think tank cooperation. Yeah, so my advisor, Nicola, everybody knows Nicola, and he kindly prepared the talking points. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for ignoring almost all of them, but he kindly pointed out. So not only T7, T20, but for example, Isabella Teixeira, the former environment minister of Brazil, and important member of SEBRI, the co-chair of the T20 Brazil, now proposing T30, right? Because next year the COP30 will be held in Brazil. T30. I reminded in New York City meeting that we are also T2. T2 doesn't mean US and China. T2 means we can play a role of track 2 diplomat when the relationship between government and government becomes difficult. So we 7, 20, 30, and 2, and also we have to be T20 million or infinite, because we have to persuade everybody in the world to be more climate conscious and to make effort to climate action and finance. So in that sense, we are really, expected to be a big player. Okay? So with this strong encouragement, I would like to close my opening remark. Let me add one thing. So the country director of ADB in this Azerbaijan resident mission had to leave our meeting for signing ceremony, Senior Durrani Jamal. But ADB is really present here. Okay? So please don't forget, ADB didn't really leave our collaboration. They are the remain important player in the in our effort. Okay, thank you very much.